everyone, Rose Smith from AbsoluteSoulSecrets.com, and I'm here today to talk about your horoscope Leos for 2018. Now this is just an overview. It's certainly not a detailed, in-depth, exhaustive précis of what's going to happen next year for you, but just an overview. So if you want the full overview plus your love life and your career and finances, hop along to AbsoluteSoulSecrets.com and you'll be able to see all of the horoscopes for all of the signs, the astrological signs as they go up. Okay, so wow, you've had a bit of a kind of a ho-hum year this year, I believe, dear Leos. But next year, you could shine like the sun and be radiant in your brilliance if you grab with both hands all of the opportunities that are coming to you. Okay, now there are times of confusion and illusion, especially with Neptune and Uranus hanging around, but I'll get to those in a minute. Okay, so I'm not going to talk about your wonderful character traits. You can also go to the website if you just want to find out about character traits for Leos, but I am going to talk about what the astrological influences are. So first one that I want to talk about is the fantastic mother of abundance planet Jupiter, which is going into your fourth house with Jupiter in Scorpio. It is with Mars, so that's the house of like home, children, parenting, and that'll be starting the year off for you. So you can expect to have a lot of wonderful family times around the new year into January. So you'll probably have a good Christmas leading up to that, and you'll have a lot of motivation. And I also feel there's going to be, while I'm talking about it, getting a lot of you going to clean out old things in your houses, like old cupboards and clothes and things that you don't use anymore. So it'll be a bit of a cleanup for you. Okay, so a lot of family activities happening. Now what else is really going to happen in 2018 for you is finally you're going to feel like you're being seen in the world. You need a platform for your creativity, and there's going to be a lot more happening on like the internet or social media for you, because you've got so many brilliant ideas that are going to come through. One of the things with the opportunities, the sheer volume of ideas and opportunities, could be confusion and issues with decision making and timekeeping, because your schedule could be really busy, and then you have to kind of decide which things you're going to do and which opportunities you're going to accept and which ones you just can't do because of whatever reason. You have to be careful because there is a hard Saturn influence. Now Saturn is going to test you. There will be challenges around getting your ideas into physicality and making them you know, real on the planet. She's testing you. The upside of that is whatever you gain under Saturn, you're unlikely to lose in the future. So it could be, if it doesn't pan out, it's not meant to be. Yes, you had energy to do that, but it didn't make it all the way down to the planet. And if you think about how sometimes spirits, they incarnate, and not every spirit that tries to come can get here. So only the very strongest or the best that's best for the species in one way or another will actually get here. And so too with your brilliant ideas that you have to make sure are practical and grounded next year. Okay, one of the other things is with your timekeeping, because you're going to be very, very busy, you could get stressed and you could get mucked up with your scheduling, so you're double booking yourself. I know all about that. I'm really good at it. Now, Mercury Retrograde, I want to talk about. It affects all astro signs basically, and in 2018 Mercury will be going backwards, also known as retrograde, 3 times. The dates that everyone should be a little bit careful of communications and important documents, signing contracts and things like that. First one's 22nd of March until the 15th of April. Next one's 26th of July until the 19th of August. And the final Mercury Retrograde is 16th of November until the 1st of, I've got first, it's actually 6th of December. Now, these dates I give you is when I'm talking about Mercury is at its most intense. But there's actually a few days either side when Mercury's starting to go backwards, and then when she's moving direct again. So a few days either side of those dates where there could still be issues around communications. Okay, not a good time to do important business, buy a house, buy a car, things like that can go wrong when Mercury is going retrograde. And depending where Mercury is in your chart, it can cause additional problems. Now, other influences you have, Leos. You're normally quite organised and quite down to earth. You've got Saturn in Capricorn doing her best to slow you down, and there'll be some frustrating times where you need to take a deep breath. You might be really inspired by something and start it and then get halfway into it and then find you can't complete, as I mentioned before, because it hasn't got the energy to make it all the way down to the planet. So Saturn teaches groundedness, that's what you're learning. Added to your natural ambition, Mars and Venus encouraging you along with motivation and inspiration. And that will be when Mars is transiting through Capricorn in Aquarius, which is an air sign, all about unusual, unique, eccentric ideas. Okay, and Mars is sort of like the motivation and the drive and the ambition to get ahead and be a success. So around the 9th of March, Mother Jupiter, which has been in your 4th house, as I mentioned before, of home and family, she's going to go backwards or retrograde for a little bit until the 11th of July. So that means that at that time your home will probably become a little bit quieter. Children might just calm down or even move away in that time period. And so you're kind of feeling this nostalgia type feeling for what was before. But then Jupiter comes back, and so does the old harmonious sort of feeling of family that you had around the beginning of the year. That will return then. Sirius Saturn in Capricorn in the 6th house of health, service and organisation, when it's going backwards, known as retrograde. So that's from the 18th of April until the 6th of September. So that's actually quite a long period, nearly 6 months. And there's delays and frustration with relation to your plans. Plans around your health, well-being and daily organisation could be affected, okay? So it might be little annoying things that stop you from getting into the flow of, you know, what you're trying to do. You've got all these little jobs lined up to do, nothing particularly major, and then all these things kind of get you off the track, that type of thing. Mars enters the air sign Aquarius in the 7th house of marriage, relationships and partnerships, and that happens mid-May, okay? So that's going to give you a lot of brilliant ideas and motivation around your relationships, how to improve them. And you'll find you'll be doing a lot of talking. Mars gives you the drive to help you talk about what it is you want to achieve, and planning shared concepts with your partner and children. You could think about also going on a family holiday around that time. June gives you a chance to let go of some old patterning from the past, so some things will come up and you can deal with them in June in your subconscious, okay? At that time, try to relax and be generous with yourself in that moment. End of July, the sun arrives in your sign, bringing lots of pizzazz and warmth, amplifying your Leo star power. Ooh. So there was a retrograde Mars, but you know, you'll be getting over that, and there'll be an opportunity to flash your brilliance to the world around your birthday. Okay, so any media opportunities you get, or chances to go onto social media, that sort of thing, in the magazines, whatever, that's the time to get your name out into the world, especially if you're in business or that's part of your job. Okay, that's a great time. Venus entering the air sign of Libra mid-August, which will enhance your ideas, expanding your ideas again. And Mars enters Aquarius, the 7th house of marriage, relationships, and partnerships. And there'll be a lot of warmth and affection around you with your partner and family at that time. And then you've got Venus in Libra in the 3rd house of communication, which is also about local community and friendships. So that's a really lovely influence where you're very popular in August. Okay, so August is a great month for you for socializing and gadding about town. 10th of September, Venus in Scorpio, and what could happen with that is any love relationship is likely to be really, really intense, and it'll be a very passionate time for you. Woohoo! Jupiter enters Sagittarius the 9th of November in the 5th house of romance, creativity and fun, giving you a lot of expansion and abundance, brilliant ideas, fun and games of all times, of all types around that time. Okay, so basically you've got a hugely busy year in 2018. So you're going to have times, down times that you actually plan and write down in your diary, actually pencil them in. Otherwise, if you're anything like me, then they'll get pushed to the back. But you'll really need it because there are so many things happening for you. And you could find yourself getting confused or unclear about, you know, what you should do, especially when opportunities are kind of flashed in your face. When you get the chance for opportunity, think about it. Don't rush. And if anyone says, oh, you've got to decide now, then that's probably a red flag. You don't have to decide anything just now, okay? Don't rush into things. You really need to think about things first. But certainly next year will be very much different to this year, and thankfully so. Okay, please come along to absolutesoulsecrets.com for the real in-depth version of the overview, your love life and your career and finances. Love to see you come and visit us on the website. Okay, thank you and bye for now.